Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Chad, and this week, before you even say it, before you commented, I know I look tired. That's because I am tired. It's been a long freaking week for me. And this is going to hopefully not be a long video, but a lot happened, so I guess let's just get into it. So when it came to school, we were done with Genki Book 2. We're kind of transitioning into, what is that book's name? Where the frick's my iPad? Don't worry, I'll edit all this out. Got the answer. It's FIUOY Eco. That's the pre-intermediate book before they go into the intermediate book. I already started, the class hasn't, but I already started learning the vocab for it, and this week I got through 83 new vocab words, so that was pretty cool. But in the class we're just reviewing the totality of the Genki 2 book because they gave us 4 days notice about basically the final for Genki Book 2. I was told on Thursday that the test was going to be on Tuesday. So, way to go, Genki. Now, I'm not always in love with what Genki does. Obviously, there's a lot wrong with that school. There's a lot that they do right. This is one of those things that I think is so unnecessary because everyone in my class that has to take the test was panicking by the end of the week because we don't... You can't, even if you know the material, you can't give someone 4 days to study and prep, and when only 2 of those days are class days, one of those class days, you're still learning a new thing. We're still reviewing Keigo, or going over Keigo, I should say. Like, you can't do that. That gives us basically Monday to figure out any sort of problems or issues or things that we don't know or don't have. That's not enough, and if there's anyone at Genki watching this, which I know there's a few of you, sorry, you guys dropped the ball. That is really not good. That's why I'm so tired, is I'm up early every day. I was up before this at 7 o'clock in the morning studying, and I'll be up probably till midnight again studying, and I lose my entire weekend because I'm gonna have to study. And luckily, this seems like a curse probably to some people, but to me, we begged for it. We begged our teacher for basically all the homework that you do from the start of Genki Book 2 to the end of it, pretty much. So she gave us a 36-page front and back packet of just homework stuff that it's not required that we do it. It's not for a grade, but it's just for review. But yeah, I basically been spending my day doing this and reviewing vocab. And the thing is, the test isn't just Genki. The vocab and the listening is directly from the JLPTN4 test. So now I have to, the test is going to be, grammar from Genki Book. And then we're going to do a 5-minute interview in Keigo at the end. But then we're going to have a listening section and a vocab section that's directly from the JLPTN4, which I know for a fact not all of the words in that book are on the JLPTN4 because I've read over several old versions of the N4 word chart and there's a bunch of words I don't know. So thanks for that, Genki. Appreciate it. Man, for all the stuff that they do right and for how awesome they are, they really screwed my class out of this. 4 days? Are you freaking kidding me? Like, they told us that, this is what will happen and it'll happen sometime in the future, but 4 days? That's insane. I don't know how anyone could do that. Especially not me, who is someone who's really bad at taking tests, who is notorious for being bad at taking tests. And at Genki, if you flunk a test, you either have to do something like this again, do a whole, an insane amount of homework, or you get sent back. And all that money that you paid to learn all this stuff, and even though you know it, but you're like me and you just choke on tests, you get sent back. That sucks. And it sucks especially that you guys gave me 4 days, so thanks, appreciate it. Now, I don't always talk bad about Genki. I'm actually a very big advocate of the school, but this is one of the things that they screwed up on and that they really need to work on, because this is I've been in panic mode central and have not been sleeping because I'm rustling around at night trying to not forget vocab. Oh my god, I'm so over it. At least, I do gotta give props where props are due. So, Aiko Sensei, I don't name names on here, but I'm specifically saying hers. Because she went out of her way to make everyone in my class that 30-page packet just because we asked for it. She didn't have to. It's probably Superman Dokesai to do. It probably took a bunch of time to do it, but she did it because we asked for it and because, frankly, we need it. So, Aiko, thank you so much. Anyways, real quick, so in Hey Sig's remembering the kanji, I got to 465. I was supposed to do some more studying yesterday that would have brought me to around 480. However, because of this test, I have not had time. So my kanji is unfortunately putting more on a back burner than it ever has been. So I'm so mad. And I'm not a mad person usually, but this is just so freaking frustrating. And you, like probably a lot of my family, goes, Chad, why don't you go take some time? I'm not from the South. Why don't you go take some time? No, I'll do a foreign voice. Chad, why don't you go take some time for yourself? Why don't you go fishing? Why don't you go to the river or to the ocean? Why don't you go there? Well, I guess that's because my first point is, do you guys remember that rod that the people, that my friends at the fishing shop gave me for like 500 yen because they felt bad for me? Well, yeah, that worked out quite well for me. Now, before you guys go ahead and say, oh, that's what you get for getting a $5 giant fishing pole, shh, okay? It's not because it was $5. I didn't know this, so I tried to learn this in Japanese because there's nowhere online I could find that freaking taught me this stuff that wasn't in Japanese. I asked my friends in Japanese, how do I use this? Because it's completely different. It's not a cast rod. I didn't find that out until after I was already at the beach, and my third cast, the rod went, hey, Chad, you're not supposed to cast it. It's called a sabiki rod. After going back and talking to them, they go, why did you cast it? And I was like, it's a rod. You cast rods. And they go, no, you don't cast rods. You drop it in the water at the shore. And yeah, so I broke, it was my fault. Luckily, it was only a $5 mistake. And if I want another sabiki rod, they do have a few more that are like $10 and $20. So if I want it, I can get another one. However, I talked to the shop guy and he goes, you have really bad luck with rods, so why don't you try one of these? I don't know, maybe you guys watch anime or have seen traditional Japanese person with one of those long bamboo rods where they sit off the shore and it just floats in. That's what this is, but this is kind of a cooler one. So he ended up hooking me up with this. This cost me like $15 US. It was like 1,600 yen. And what it is this thing extends 450 centimeters, which I'm an American, but living in Japan I think means 4.5 meters, this little thing. And the tip is almost finer than like my hair. Like it's so thin and little. And you just tie a little... Actually, you know what I should do? If you guys want to learn about how to fish in Japan, like the traditional Japanese way, let me know in the comments down below. If it doesn't interest you, don't worry about it. Like I won't make the video. It doesn't bother me if you guys aren't interested. It's just, I think it'd be cool, and I have gotten comments on people that ask me, like, hey, how do you fish in Japan? This is like the traditional method. This is what they've done in the mountains of Japan for hundreds of years, and I have one, and it's super cool, because like you just kind of, I mean, obviously, well, actually I might be able to show you guys. Here, 3D vision. So I'm holding onto the handle, if you guys can't tell, and I'm waving it, the tip of this in front of the screen. That's how long this rod is. Like, I don't even know if you guys could see just how thin this is. It's probably out of focus because this is a DSLR camera, but it's so crazy thin, and this is actually used a lot like a fly rod. There's no casting, there's no eyelets for the thing to go through. Pretty much you hold your one fly and this long pole out, and you kind of cast it out. And it's called in Japanese, it's, what is it? Myakutsuri, so like a pulse. It's pulse fishing, because what you do is you use your finger to make it jiggle as it goes along, and when someone takes it, you feel it in your arm, and that's how you tell. There's no like bobber or indicator, it's just gotcha. And I'm really excited. Unfortunately, because of this freaking test and because of all this homework, I can't try this out this weekend. I'm really sad because I really want to, but hey, that's life sometimes, you know? So I'm gonna probably give this a shot after finals. But yeah, I guess when it comes to class, I mean, it was fine. There weren't incredibly frustrating days. There was this one thing that bugged me. We had this new sensei, and again, I'm not a name person, but she literally like gave us the answer. So she would write on the board, all right guys, what is this? And like the second after she wrote it, before we could like take a breath in to say our answer, she would write out the answer and then look at us like, I wonder if everything's okay. If I wanted to just see Keigo sentences written out for me, I could just Google that. Why am I in class? So I ended up talking to the teachers about it and had like an hour talk with one of them, and they're like, we get it, you know, she's new, don't worry about it. And I was like, I get it too. Like, I know she's new. I'm not mad at her or anything. I'm just saying, if you guys could talk to her, like, and just all I want is for her to pause for 2 seconds. If after 2 seconds we still are silent, even though that's probably not good, she should let us struggle and figure it out. It's better than just not giving us any time at all, but that's just my opinion. And actually, while I was in that interview, so if you guys may remember, I was hired is like contracted, to hand out these flyers to potential host families around like Hakata Station. So I was that guy that's like, onegaishimasu, onegaishimasu. The issue was, for the amount that they were, helping me with, I didn't feel right about it because so few people take these. It almost doesn't feel, I can't justify it. This school's done me well in a lot of areas. I know I've complained about them a lot on this, but they really have done a ton to help me. So it's one of those things, like, I just feel bad that they're paying me so much and not getting so much out of this when I was in America, my job was to optimize things. Like, this YouTube channel is optimized for people to find it on search engines. Now, when you Google Genki or Genki Jacks or anything that really involves them, I'm always the first options because I know how to market. I was what do they call them here? Live houses. So I would make them concert venues. I ran several concert venues in America, and so marketing to people to get them to come to shows was kind of my thing. That's what I did. And so I had a meeting as well as that same day that I talked about that teacher with one of the head kind of people there, and was just like, these are some ideas that I have to help you guys optimize this in a whole bunch of different ways, so that way tons of people can see it for very little money, very little impact. Here's ways that I'm going to try to make this flyering thing work. Until then, I don't want you guys to pay me. And they're like, no, but we could pay for what you already did, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I don't want your money. I would literally not be able to hand these out if you guys paid me for it. It doesn't feel right to me. It doesn't feel right that I'm doing something that has no impact and you guys are just pitying me because I'm a poor college student. That's life sometimes. So right now, this week I also had my first private English lesson. I was supposed to teach just one person for an hour, and I ended up teaching two. They're salesmen to doctors. They basically go around and sell medical equipment. And so they actually paid me like double what I was expecting. And they liked me so much, they paid for other lessons in advance. So now basically, for the foreseeable future, once a week, I'll make like 3,000 yen to just talk to people in English. I'm not like teaching them out of a book. It's just kaiwa, it's just conversation. But I just thought that was so crazy. I'm making like $30 an hour to do that. So that's definitely helping me not just eat ramen. I hope I find more students, in which case I won't need to feel bad about flyering, because then I won't need to flyer. But yeah, this week's just been interesting. I mean, I had that first English job. I had this, which was a cool experience, but it was also like an interesting one. And I'm still working on that Journeys. If you guys know Journeys, it's the English lounge. I don't like work for them. They don't pay me. I just do this because they're like friends. Again, they're friends of mine, and I have a camera. I'm still making that video for them, but because of this final, I've been studying so much, I haven't been able to work on it. I mean, all in all, this week was super hectic and stressful. If I don't have a gray hair after this week, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, legitimately a gray hair. Like, I'm so stressed out and so tired, and I can't take a break because if I don't study all of this, I fail, and I have to go back weeks and weeks. So it's not like, Chad, go take a break. I don't have any way to do that. I don't know, maybe this is one of those incredibly low lows that people experience, because I'm stressed about a test, stressed about where I'm gonna live in a few months, I'm stressed about getting money so I can eat more than cup noodles, I'm stressed about trying to become fluent in a year, I'm stressed about finishing that Journeys video, I'm stressed about coming up with conversation topics for that Eikaiwa student, mad more or less that I broke that rod and that I lost my fly rod. So it's just this combination of just negative stuff that is just beating me to hell. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. Don't worry about me. I will probably be fine. Probably. Alright, I'll see you guys on Saturday. Oh no, today's Saturday. Oh my god. I'll see you on Wednesday. I need a nap.